A man accused of several shootings across the city nearly 2 years ago has pleaded guilty. Angelo Worlds admitted to killing one person and seriously hurting 3 others. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves is in the studio following this story. Stephen.
Yeah, Janet, the 19-year-old will spend the next 75 years of his life in prison. The judge actually went higher than the recommended sentence here, and at least one victim says she can finally have peace of mind. It was a random, violent shooting spree that sent a Virginia Beach neighborhood into pure panic. People killed, home doors riddled with bullets. This woman was shot in the head and shoulder. Today, almost 2 years later, she's still suffering.
There's been physical therapy, there's been a lot of PTSD.
Tonight, she spoke to 13 News Now after Angelo Worlds, the teen who shot her, was sentenced to 75 years in prison. He pled guilty to shooting her and her husband at their home on Dunbury Court and also killing a man. Prosecutors say it was a part of a week-long shooting spree that involved 2 other teens. By the end, 2 people were killed, several injured. One man hurt so badly after treatment, he had to be fed through a tube.
We have been waiting for 21 agonizing months to have this day take place and to feel like the community can now, to some degree, rest easy again, that there is no longer a threat to our well-being.
And some of the teens involved claim that they were high on drugs during the shooting spree. The 2 other people involved have been sentenced already. They're serving a combined 90 years in prison. Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.